afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming to today's GIC talk. My name is Harry Jung, and I am a volunteer here at GIC. Before we begin, I would like to please turn off your cell phones or switch them to silent mode. Today's speaker is Ynell Lumantao, who has an MBA and master's degree in linguistics from Philippines. She is currently a PhD student at Jeonnam National University and the Vice President of Jeonnam Professor. Have you ever been to the Philippines? The Philippines has much to offer tourists looking for an ideal, relaxing vacation. Maybe many people are familiar with Philippines' famous places like Cebu, Boracay, or Manila. However, there are many places unknown like Bohol. Bohol is a prime locale that is sure to become a traveler's favorite. Today, Ynell will talk about beautiful Bohol. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our speaker with big rounds of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hi. I would just like to correct. Actually, Bohol is not unknown because it's one of the tourist destinations of the country. But it's just that it became popular later than Boracay and Cebu and other places. But who have been to Bohol? Nobody. Okay. But I know a lot of foreigners a lot of people, Koreans as well, in Gwangju who have been to Bohol. But so sad you haven't been there, and it's good you're here. Maybe that's the reason why you're here, because you want to know more about Bohol. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Bohol, and not only Bohol, but the tourism industry of Bohol. Okay, Bohol is an island of history, an island of tradition, an island of gaiety, an island of luxury, an island of respite. And it's a place with pristine white sandy beaches, heritage structures, and diverse natural and cultural assets. So we have a lot to offer to tourists who would want to visit the province. It's one island, and it's also one province. Bohol is the place of the International Treaty of Friendship, which we call the first International Treaty of Friendship. A place of hospitable, caring people, and a place where we can find best facilities and amenities. Like we have world-class hotels and restaurants. And also it's a place where the government and the private sector are collaborating with each other in order to make use of our culture and our natural resources for tourism. And for all of you, if you want to visit there. So this is the province of Bohol. This is the map. And this is the governor of the province. He happens to be my friend. That's why I wanted to promote the province. And under his term or governance, he has so many good plans for the province of Bohol in order to improve tourism. Not only in specific areas, but for the whole province. Okay, so as you can see, where is Bohol? Can you find it? Okay, so the Philippines is divided into three main areas. So you have the Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And Bohol is located in the middle of the country. Here it is. Can you see it? Is it too? It's okay. This is the island next to Cebu. Who have been to Cebu? Oh, great! And so it's just 2 hours from Cebu, actually, by ship. And as you can see here, the island itself has small islands around, and this is the mainland, and there's one big island called Panglao, where 2 municipalities or towns are located, and within close to that are some small islands too, and they're all they all have white sand beaches. Okay, so let's talk about the demographic profile of the province. The population of the whole province, the island of Bohol, is 1,275,214. The annual growth rate is 2.92%. And life expectancy at birth is 68 years. If you are born in, if you are born and the same living conditions and health conditions, then you are expected to, the life expectancy is around 68 years. Okay, the labor force constitutes about 60% of the population. So 60% of the population are employed and is considered highly skilled based on the standard of the country. And it expands at an average of 1.2 annually. So Bohol has 47, as you can see, 47 municipalities and one city. So the city is Tagbilaran City, that's the capital of the province, the capital city. And the whole province, or the whole island, is divided into 3 congressional districts. And it is governed by the provincial government of Bohol. Okay, the main source of income of the people are farming, fishing, and services. So services includes hotels, restaurants, or anything related to tourism and other services. The gross domestic product is estimated to be 17.2 billion, and the GDP annual growth rate is 5.5%. Employment rate is 92.7%, which is really good, and with an employment rate of 7.3%. So it's not really difficult to find employment there. Literacy is 98%. So actually, most people can speak English and develop our language and this is both formal and non-formal education. So they can read and write. At least 98%. The people there can speak English. So when it comes to tourism, natural resources, and history, Bohol is endowed with agricultural, fishery, and mineral resources. So the total coastline of the whole province is 654 kilometers, fringed with coastal reefs. It is abundant in rocks and minerals such as limestone, guano, high-grade silica, and clay. And it is, we're very, very proud of this because this is Bohol is the site of the first blood compact in 1565 between the Dato Sikatuna, who was the leader of the local people there, and Miguel Lopez de Legazpi from Spain. We call it the first international treaty of friendship in the Philippines. By the way, Bohol, the Philippines is controlled or colonized by Spain for more than 300 years. Okay, and do you have any idea what a blood compact is? Blood. I'm talking about blood.
Sounds scary.
Yeah, it sounds scary. So what they did is the Sikatuna and then the Legazpi, they have to cut their wrist, and then the blood that comes out together, they put it in one cup, and then they mix their blood, and then they drink. It's a sign of friendship. It's scary. Okay, and also based on our history, we have early contact with traders from China and other countries based on excavated artifacts. And we have natural tourism landmarks and flora and fauna. Okay, agriculture is the main source of economic activity of the province. So the largest sector in terms of employment and land use. It utilizes around 184,187 hectares, or 45% of the total land area. That's why I'm planning to buy, farmlands. Okay, and with 32% thereof devoted to rice production. And the average farm size is 0.60 hectares. And the province produces 66% of the region's total rice production, and 149,000 tons, and 10% of the total corn production of the region. Okay, when it comes to accessibility, how can you go to Bohol? Bohol is next to Cebu, as I told you. So we have, picture is not really clear, but we have a road network. We have airport facilities and airline services. So from Cebu, it's just 2 hours away. So I always tell my friends, like, if you're going to Cebu, just go to Bohol. And after they go there, they say it's really beautiful. And then we have seaport and sea crafts. And of course, telecommunication is not a problem. So there are different points of entries, but we only have one airport. We're thinking the province is planning to have another airport in this in this island, small island, but because this is where most of the white sand beaches are, and so they're planning to put an airport there, but still, until now, still a plan. So in Palawan City, there's an airport, and there's a big seaport. And then you have another big port in Tubigon, Ubay, and Hagna. And then we have small seaports from this in this areas, Loon, Hitafi, and Talibon. So what's the tourism master plan of the province? To further develop the tourism industry in Bohol and grant equal sociocultural opportunities to all municipalities that have potential tourism assets, whereby spread the benefits of their economic sources are often confronted with difficulties because of lack of capital. They don't have the money to start a business, and seasonality of produce. Their products are, only good for a particular season. Market limitations. They're not marketing their products outside the province, and then little access to opportunities and social inequities. So tourism development, particularly the poor tourism and ecotourism, are seen to have the potential to provide a much needed source of income in the area, in this area. So what are the development initiatives, to help the poor people? Like this. It's not very clear here, but as you can see, this is a kind of tour in a particular area, and then it's called the Kambuhat Enterprise Kambuhat River Tour, something. And then actually this tour is operated by the locals. So through cooperatives, do you have any idea how it works? Like the people put their small money together and start a business with that. So because they cannot start a business on their own, so they share their, put a little money as capital for the business, and they operate this kind of business, so the people can get income out of it. And this is another cooperative initiative through the help of the provincial government, of course. This is the Kandihay Mangrove Adventure Tour. I couldn't read it. So this tour is you are going to like tour around the mangroves and experience life there. And this is operated by a group of locals who are members of the Panataran Mangrove Association. And another one is this Banakon Mangrove and Sea Tour or Seascape Tour. This mangrove plantation is the largest in Asia, the largest man-made mangrove plantation. And then the tour there is the same, operated by the local people. So they're getting money out of it, and their income level is increasing. And this is another tour in Gindulman. This is a coral sea and seascape tour. Another one. This is like in Pamilacan Island. There's one white sand island there, and so the local people there are operating the tour for dolphin watching, island and dolphin and whale watching. And also, this is in the middle of the province. The local people are operating hiking, river hiking, and another one here, Nanu tour, the same. And this one, because the province really has a lot of caves and a lot of beautiful sites around the coastal areas and inside with the inland part. So the caves are really beautiful, and so the local people organize a tour, and they operate the tours. And this is the same community life tours for tourists to experience the life in Bohol. And there is another one of Lamanok Mystic Tour in Anda, Bohol. So you can see these caves and the coastal area. And we have the Makapiko Nature Park in Batuan. This is another municipality. You can do this tubing if you're not scared of the water. So, this presentation is not just about sights, but also insights. Daghan salamat means thank you.
You can stand right over here.
Okay.
We're going to begin the question and answer portion of the talk. If you did not receive a piece of paper when you came in, you can raise your hand and one of our volunteers will give you a piece of paper for you to write your question on. They'll bring it to me and I'll read it if we get enough time. So to start off, I'd like to ask you some personal questions. Not too personal, but...
I don't like personal questions.
We'll try. If you don't like it, you can skip it. How long have you lived in Korea?
5 years.
5 years. Okay.
한국말 몰라요. Don't ask me.
Okay. You're currently a PhD candidate at Cheongnam University. Okay. Why did you choose Gwangju and why Cheongnam?
I used to. Why are people asking me personal questions? Back in the Philippines, I was working for the government, but I have this passion to teach. So when I got my MBA, I started teaching part-time in some schools. And some of my coworkers there told me, like, do you want to teach Koreans? So I started, okay, I love that. And so I started teaching as a part-time job, teaching English to Koreans. And I happened to meet a student who happens to be a professor in Cheongnam University. And he and his daughter, I was teaching both of them, and they were able to convince me to come to Gwangju.
Okay.
I hope that answers the question.
It does. What are some of your plans once you have finished your program? Do you have any plans that you can share with us?
You should ask questions about Bohol, not about
That's right after that question.
Actually,
my plan is to just finish my PhD and go back to my country. And since I was young, I really loved my province. So I even thought I would become the mayor of the city. So I would love to go back and start my business related to tourism and also teaching English. So you can come to my my school in the future. So that's my plan. I want to go back to my province.
That's a great segue then. So the next question would be, do you have any personal connection to the tourism industry?
No, I'm not selling anything or nothing at all.
Another way of saying that is, did you, when you were younger, did you work in the tourism industry or anything?
Not really, but I was very active. You know, when I was young, I was very active. I was the leader of the youth in the province and the city, and the governor now is one of the youth leaders that I always we're friends. So the governor and his wife were like very close friends, and I just want to promote the province because this couple are really doing their best to really promote tourism in the province. So I'm just helping.
Okay. Is it cheaper to tour Bohol than other places in the Philippines generally?
I think so. Compared to Boracay and Palawan, I heard when I was in Boracay, even the kids there will ask you money just to guide you somewhere. So the people in Bohol are not like that. They will help you for free if they can. They're very hospitable. Actually, people in Bohol are known to be very hospitable. So yeah, so I think so. Plus, if you're coming from Korea, you just fly to Cebu, and from Cebu you go just 2 hours to Bohol, and you don't have to spend much. There are also very cheap. There are very expensive resorts, but there are also very cheap ones, and there are cheap hotels and restaurants. So you can choose.
You mentioned Koreans who might go. Is there a Korean community in Bohol?
Yes, because many Koreans are studying English there. Yeah, so the last time I was there was March last year, and I was at the beach resort, and I saw lots of Koreans. So I felt like, am I still in Korea? Really, because there were so many Koreans.
Okay. Someone mentions that the Korean government gave a warning against tourism in the Philippines. They want to know, what do you think about that?
I think, in every country there's always this, don't go to this country, it's scary. In France, people are like this and like that. But I think the government is really, actually, I wanted to include that in my presentation, like how the provincial government and the police force are really doing their best to protect the tourists and the local people as well, but to protect the tourists from, any robbery or whatever. And compared to, like, if you go to Manila, you have to really be careful. But in Bohol, you can just walk with your jewelries or with your phone, or But in Manila, if you're using your iPhone, for example, somebody could just grab it. But in Bohol, you can just walk with it, and you can wear your expensive jewelries, and you don't have to worry.
Okay. Let's see. The next question was similar. Do the Muslim rebels who are in the Philippines have any influence or any connection?
It's really very far. That's in Mindanao, and we don't have much. We don't have Muslim communities in Bohol, and the rebels are in the mountains of Mindanao, and they're hiding there. That's why the Visayas region is actually very safe.
All right, now we have some happier questions. Where do most of the tourists come from? The ones who go to Bohol? Are they from Asia or elsewhere?
Actually, 68% of the tourists are local tourists, and 30-something% are foreigners. And mostly, as I read, like USA is number one. No, not number one. Number one is Korea, China. No, because I was remembering I was supposed to include that in my presentation, but I deleted it because Sophia told me 30 minutes presentation. I said, oh my God, I've got 70 something slides, so I have to delete some slides. And she said, it's okay. But I deleted it. But China, I remember Japan, Korea, mostly Asian countries, and USA.
Okay. You mentioned that Bohol attracts higher skilled workers relative to...
Not attract, but the workers there are highly skilled.
Why is that? Is there an emphasis on education?
I think so. It's education, and also when it comes to agriculture, like they are they're trained, and also the government is has this program to train the local people. It's part of the program of the government to train the people. I remember when I was young, I was one of those who would go to, because I love it. So I would go to the countryside and help train the farmers there, and even like making baskets. The government is really spending a lot of money to train them.
Okay. You mentioned the influence of the Spanish in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Are there any remnants of that, particularly in terms of language?
Language, yeah, very much. We speak a lot of Spanish. We count uno, dos, tres, cuatro. So we speak a lot of Spanish. There are lots of Spanish words. And also, I haven't mentioned this, but it was in the pictures. The country is a Catholic country because of the Spanish influence. So if you go to Bohol, one of the things that you can see there are the beautiful cathedrals. So the city has a very big, beautiful cathedral, and then when you go to every town, they have beautiful cathedral. Their architecture is really beautiful, and you can, some tourists who are interested in history, they take photos of those, and they're interested in the churches.
Okay, thanks. Is there any surfing in Bohol?
Very much. Surfing a lot, and diving too.
Okay, and what's the best food from that region of the Philippines?
Best food. It's we can cook all kinds of Filipino food, but we are known for the peanut pieces. It's like a peanut brittle. How do you call that? Like, it's like a peanut cookie. So when you say Bohol, they always think of the peanut cookie and the calamay. How do we make calamay? It's like made of rice, like tok, and then they mix coconut milk there with sugar. It's so delicious. You will like it. It's like a jam. You can use it for your bread. Spread bread.
Okay. Getting close to the end now, we have some questions about the tarsiers, the cute little animals.
Cuter than me.
You mentioned that they are considered an endangered species. Why? Why?
There are very few in the world, actually. The tarsiers, even in the Philippines, there are only very few islands that have tarsiers. And in Asia, in fact, like there are two more places in Asia, but not Japan, Korea, not. I cannot remember the place, but where they can be found, and some very few places in the world. So that's why I remember Princess Diana, when she was alive, had this, like she sent a lot of money to Bohol to protect the tarsier. That's why they were able to create the tarsier sanctuary in order to protect them because they're endangered.
We got a question about religion in Bohol. Is it Catholicism?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much Catholic.
Okay. And I guess we'll just end with the final question here. If I go to the Philippines, can I have a tarsier as a pet?
No, definitely no. You can, some of those who are taking care of the tarsier, like when you do, we have the sanctuary, but in the Lobok River, when you will do the cruise, there are two places, I guess, where they put tarsiers for you to see. Some of them, they allow you to, touch or at least these, but you're not allowed to take photos with the flash because they're nocturnal animals. They don't like light. And then you can use either, you can put them here or here. I had pictures, but I couldn't find them. I put it here, and they're so cute. But no, you cannot bring it home and use it as your pet because they're endangered.
All right, let's give our speaker a round of applause for her wonderful talk.